Back, we want to tell you about some breaking news in a high-profile immigration case. A federal judge in Vermont just ordered the release of detained Tufts doctoral student Rümeysa Öztürk. So let's go now to CBS News legal reporter Katrina Kaufman. Katrina, you were following this development during a bail hearing for the Turkish national. So what can you tell us about what happened in court?
The judge said that the detention of Rümeysa Öztürk could not stand. He said that bail was necessary. He talked about, a lot of this hearing was about her asthma condition, and he talked about how keeping her in detention could cause irreparable harm to her health if it's continued. He also said that it appears that she has just been detained due to an op-ed that she wrote, and that he sees a very substantial First Amendment claim here, as well as due process issues. So this seemed to be a very clear-cut case for the judge. He also did not in any way deem her to be a danger to society or a flight risk. He didn't even put any travel restrictions on Rümeysa Öztürk. He said that it's clear to him from her testimony and from also letters that he's received about her that she is someone who is really committed to her academics, that he doesn't see any threat, that he thinks that she's just going to continue her studies at Tufts, and if anything, she needs to have some freedom so that she can go present at academic conferences and continue to be part of that community.
Okay, Katrina Kaufman, thank you so much for getting us that breaking news. In fact, there's a press conference happening outside the courthouse right now, so let's listen in.
That the government has literally only one single piece of evidence for detaining Rümeysa. And that is the op-ed that she wrote in her student newspaper expressing views that the government disagrees with or dislikes. And the court affirmed today the basic and fundamental First Amendment principle that we all hold dear, that is not something that you can lock people up for. So we're so excited and so happy for Rümeysa, and we're so happy that this court affirmed the basic principles that we've been fighting for all along and will continue to fight for.
Go ACLU!
6 weeks ago, ICE agents abducted Rümeysa from her community in retaliation for her speech defending Palestinian human rights. The court's decision today explicitly acknowledges that this type of retaliatory conduct chills the speech of not just Rümeysa, but millions of non-citizens in this country, and it's explicitly in violation of the Constitution. We are appreciative of the court granting Ms. Öztürk Rümeysa release today, and we are moved by the court's reflection, very thoughtful reflection of all of the evidence that was been put forward by Ms. Öztürk and the complete lack of evidence being put forth by the government. And the court's conclusion that Ms. Öztürk is absolutely not a danger to her community, not a flight risk, but an asset to her community. Someone who's dedicated her life to her academic pursuits, to her completion of her PhD in the service of children, I think is a reflection of why the government's conduct in this case was just so objectionable. I'm going to let my colleagues speak, and I'm going to also read a statement from Ms. Öztürk's other attorney, who's with her currently at the Louisiana detention facility, and I'll read that statement shortly.
Being detained for 6 weeks for writing an op-ed in your school newspaper is a constitutional horror story. And as the court said today, her detention cannot stand. Today, the court decided that there is absolutely no evidence whatsoever of her dangerousness, and instead found repeated evidence of her peaceful nature. We are so glad that Rümeysa can continue to her studies, that she can return to her community that misses her so desperately. And I think we all heard directly from Rümeysa today that in a way that her light just shines through. She's clearly such a caring, compassionate person. And today we made good on the First Amendment promise of free speech, and Rümeysa is going home.
All right, we want to go back now to Katrina Kaufman. Katrina, can you just give us a quick reminder of exactly where this case stands right now?
So Rümeysa Öztürk is going to be released on bail. She also was previously ordered to be sent back to Vermont, and that's supposed to happen by May 14th. At the end of this hearing, the judge asked the government lawyer to let him know when she is released from the detention center and to keep him updated on the situation. Another thing that he pointed out is that he does have this ability to have an independent review of her case because she previously had been denied bond by an immigration judge. That court is part of the executive branch. But while he didn't see any reason to put conditions on Rümeysa Öztürk's release, he acknowledged that ICE may want to do so. So he said the government can submit proposed recommendations and that he may amend her release.
All right, Katrina Kaufman, thank you so much for your reporting and bringing us that breaking news.